may remember that I've challenged so many of you through the years that in 5, 10, 20 years, I want to see you still growing. That really is the dream of my heart.
Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Just kidding. Hello guys, my name is Benjamin Enriquez and I'm from Mexico City. And it's such an honor to be here with you guys. And I want to thank all the leaders that are making this possible, because I would have loved to have this when I was in second year. But I'm here to tell you that everything is going to be all right, that eventually everything will be okay. It's not going to be easy, but everything will be okay. And I want to tell you a little bit about my story and how I went to Bethel and how I decided to come back here to Mexico. So the Mexico City mission trip has been coming to our church here for about 15 years now. So since I was a little guy, since I was in junior high, I wanted to go to Bethel. I remember being like with the teams here and me saying like, hey, I want to be like one of those guys. I want to pray for people. I want to prophesy. So after finishing high school, I went to first year in 2012. And first year was great. I mean, like most of you, or most of all, it changes our lives. It changed a lot of things that I was going through. And I think the most important part for me was changing or being able to see God as a father. So I came back to Mexico for the summer and I applied for second year and I went to second year. And honestly, since I applied to first year, I knew that I wanted to do all 3 years in Bethel. I knew that I wanted to spend the most time I could there in Redding, California, because I loved that place, because I wanted to grow. So I remember I had a lot of like options or a lot of mentors that I wanted to do third year with. I remember one time I was with one leader from Bethel, and I was telling her about all my plans that I had for third year and how I wanted to do third year and how I was gonna be doing third year next year. And like, I was just sharing all my plans and all my expectations that I had. And I remember she telling me one question that changed everything. And she was like, have you asked God if He wants you to do third year? And in that moment I was like, oh, I haven't asked God if He wants me to do third year. And in that moment, I asked in my mind, God, do you want me to do third year? And in that moment, I knew that the response was no. But also in that moment, I rebuked the devil and I was like, there's no way I'm not doing third year. Like, I came here knowing that I was gonna do all 3 years. And so in that moment, I started a process of obedience with God and just like trusting what He wanted me to do. So it was a really hard decision for me to be like, hey God, if you don't want me to do the third year, then I'm not gonna do it. So God told me like, hey, if you wanna do third year, like I'm gonna bless you, you're gonna do great, it's gonna be great, like there's nothing wrong about it, but I want you to go to Mexico City because I want you to pioneer there what I wanna do in Latin America, what I wanna do in your country. And if you go to Mexico City, it's gonna be harder, it's gonna be like more difficult, but you're gonna know that you're in my will. So after a lot of thought and talking to my friends and to my leaders around my life, I decided to stay and not come back to Redding for a third year. And I came back to my hometown here in Mexico City. And the first thing that I want to tell you is know where you're going. And for me, the thing that allowed me to do God's will for my life, it was that I knew where I was going. Like I knew that I was called to Mexico. I knew that was my place. If you don't know where you're going, ask God where He wants you now. And that's okay. It's like sometimes we don't know where we're going, and that's okay. But if you don't know that, if you don't know where you're aiming or where your vision is, at least ask God where He wants you now. But I know that God will tell you where He wants you now. So if you ever want to come here to Mexico City, you're more than welcome. Thank you so much, guys. Love you all, and have a great year.